What's going on, guys? Ben from JKGG and Gadgets, and welcome back to the first video of 2019. So happy New Year's, everybody. I'm excited to see what 2019 has in store, but I just did one of the best mods of the year. I just added a set of hood struts to my Wrangler. Extremely easy. As you can tell, boom, hood stays open. Don't have to worry about this, this little hood strut anymore. We have the hydraulic hood struts. I got these from Team Tech Off-Road. Team Tech Off-Road, it is a full kit that comes with the brackets, the correct length and weight struts, as well as a little ball stud down there. And this is gonna work for your JLs or your JKs. So I know a lot of JL guys are always wondering in my videos like, oh, will this work with mine? Yes, this will work for the JL too. One thing to note real quick is that these hood strut kits are mostly designed for the factory hood. So if you're running an aftermarket hood, check out the pictures or check out my video and make sure that you'll be able to install it very similar to how I did. I got this in last night, and overall the install was pretty simple, and I'm definitely satisfied with the outcome. I'll go ahead and latch everything back up, but definitely a neat mod. Hopefully you guys will stay around and check out the video, see what the install entails. It's really not that bad. But yeah, Happy New Year, everybody, and sit back, and hopefully you're not too hungover to watch the rest of this video. Let's do it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and dive on into this install. By now you've seen what it looks like completed, and now we are doing the dirty work. Sorry this is at night. I just installed a couple weeks ago some new LED lights in my carport here so I can make videos at night. The instruction sheet that they included, tells you what they included in the kit, where to make all these holes, and honestly the install of this, right there it says, where did it say? Installs in less than 30 minutes. I think honestly, if I wasn't making a video on this, we could probably knock it out in like 10 minutes. But everybody likes watching videos, whether you're watching this to actually install it or watching it, to kind of get an idea of how to do it, and to see if you're interested in getting it. What we're gonna do first, like the instruction said, is prop open our hood. We got our normal, hood catch there. We're gonna come over here to this side corner piece and make our hole right there. We're gonna drill a hole to attach the bottom ball stud. So I'll bring the GoPro and we'll show you what we're doing. The first thing we're gonna do is come to this little corner crease right here. There's a little pinch seam right there. And as you can tell, I have wires right here running to all my accessory crap prior to doing this S-Tech switch pod. I was actually in the process of cleaning up all my old wiring to switch over to this, and that's when I fried my PCM. But as you can tell, guys, new PCM's in and the Jeep is good to go. So for those of you watching this, never disconnect this ground right here when the Jeep is running. Huge oversight on my part, but I was trying to let the battery in the Jeep recharge. So I was airing up my tires, and I wanted my Jeep to run for a while before I shut it off. So I let the engine run and started messing with electrical crap, and man, it messed up. But what we're doing here is going to be drilling a hole right here. The instructions said to measure a 1/2 inch from this corner right here to right there. My digital calipers are not digitalizing, a little bad battery, but it has the markings right on there. So what we're going to do, it's kind of hard to do this one-handed, is measure from this edge point right there to a little crease right in there. I'll just show you on the instructions what it says, because I don't know how well my GoPro is picking that up. But as you can tell, measure from the corner to right there, and that's gonna be your final hole. So now that we have the hole made, we are going to test fit our little ball stud, and we're gonna make sure this goes in there. Yep, cool. We're gonna go grab a wrench, socket in a wrench, and tighten this down. And now that we have that tightened down, we are just gonna grab our strut. The shaft portion, we are gonna keep on this lower side. We're gonna pop that right into place just like that. So this is the bracket that we are gonna attach to the hood, but before we actually start drilling and find out where we're gonna put it, we are gonna pop it in place. As you can tell, pops right in. We want the ball stud to be facing the engine, not facing out. There goes that little straight racer again. And it's gonna go somewhere just like that. But before we actually mark our holes right here, we're gonna make sure this piston is all the way extended, which it should be. Another big thing right now, let's go ahead and move the camera. All right, like I was saying, another big thing on finding our location is going to be to make sure that we have pressure released off this. So if we were to put it right here, you know, at this length, we wouldn't be able to remove the traditional, the hood catch or the hood stand, because if this was the limiting factor, this can't go anymore. And as you can tell, you know, this wouldn't move. We wouldn't be able to remove this. So we are gonna make sure that our hood stand is not inside that hole, because if that's in there when we, you know, max these out, we're not gonna be able to use that ever, or it might make it really difficult to get this off once these are on. It's kind of hard to explain, but like I said, just make sure it's resting on the hood and not inside those, inside that little slot. So we're gonna grab a punch or a Sharpie, you know, some other way to mark the hood. And we are gonna align this right in the middle of that crease. There's a little flat part right here in your hood. We're gonna put that right in the middle. And now that we know where we're gonna wanna drill it, we are gonna mark the top hole. All right, now that we have a pilot hole drilled and our bracket ready to go, we're going to attach this top piece kind of loosely at first. I'm going to line it up pretty straight and make a punch mark where we need to drill the bottom hole at. Go. Tighten them up. You want to make sure that you don't over tighten these. Self-tapping screws like to strip. But now that we have pretty much everything done, we are going to pop this back in place. Now, if you did it right, you should have to open your hood some and pop it in. Let's do a real quick test fit. Move everything out of the way, and I'm going to slowly lower it and make sure that nothing in here is gonna hit. I'm hitting something. All right, so once again, guys, you're gonna be able to learn from my mistakes. The instructions kind of said to mount it right in the middle here, but with my setup, with this bracket right here, you know, so any of you guys running, you know, switch pods or anything like that, you know, air compressors, you're gonna wanna move, or, you know, make your holes over towards this line a little more, because I'm gonna try to see if I can get it on film. What's happening now is as this is going down, can't really see in there, but it's making contact with that switch pod right there. So I'm gonna have to re-drill over about 1/2 inch, maybe a little bit more, in order to get that clearance for the hood to close nice and easy. So yeah, I would definitely recommend moving this location over more towards this ridge line right here, but that's no big deal. You know, you live and you learn. Hopefully you guys learn from my mistake, but we're gonna do that and then repeat this exact same thing over on the passenger side. So now that we got this bottom stud attached, this side we're gonna have to do a few things a little bit different. So we make sure that we're aligned the same on that side. We are actually gonna remove the hood stand, put it down, and we're gonna have to mark, we're gonna have to mark this at the same length that the other one is. So we're gonna max out that side, place this here. Once again, I'm gonna move it in a little more than that other side. We're gonna push the hood all the way up. We're good right here. And mark. And then attach. So you can tell with the hood support not even on there, these hood struts are holding the hood open. Sweet. If we ever want to fold back the hood even more, all we would have to do is get our screwdriver and pop these tabs off. Just one, easiest one's just to pop the top, fold these back, and we can still fold our hood all the way back. But what we're gonna do again is check our alignment close it down. Cool. Latch it up. This side latches, we're good. That's pretty cool. So once we undo our hood latches, and this, we're gonna push it to, let's see, I mean, it'll hold steady there, right there. Give it a little push up. It's pretty cold out too. Hood struts, kind of any strut, you know, lift gate struts, hood struts, anything like that kind of performs worse in the cold. I'm sure on a hot sunny day, we'd probably get to this point, it would raise itself up, but it holds itself up really good. We are good to go, and that project's done. It does have a little bit of a spring right here to it when you close it, but that's really not a big deal. We are just gonna put our latches and pretty much good to go. That's it, guys. Like I said, install was simple, and I definitely think it's pretty cool. With the JL hood latches, there we go. I'm not used to it yet because before I could just pop it off. Actually, it's working now. They kind of have to break in. These struts, you probably have to break them in, but boom, okay, it's popping off. That's what I was just about to mention, is the hood isn't on, like, you know, popping this latch off, but it is now. So, awesome. One hand operation. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely an awesome system. It's, you know, easier just to buy these opposed to trying to source your own struts online, you know, correct weight and length and all that stuff in the brackets. I don't know, it's pretty much a foolproof design. Like I said, just make sure you move this bracket over a little bit. You know, if you don't have a switch pod, you probably won't worry about it, but move it over in case in the future you do, you know, go to one of those later on. But be sure to give the video a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the install, let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And like always, subscribe. It's 2019 and we hit 19,000 subscribers. That's pretty sweet. You know, kind of goes hand in hand. But that's it. Easy install. Done. Peace.